Okay, hello, we are back and we are now going to continue the girl boss experience in Vampire the Masquerade. So, to catch everyone up, we were going to be killed by the Vampire Council, and some vampire sugar mommy decided she wanted to help us out. And yeah, let's see what's going on here. Okay. Our clandestine ways help us remain safe, allow us to explain away the occasional trip up to the rational minds of 21st century humanity, and dictate much of our interactions with mortals. Okay, so now we get to ask her some questions. What's the risk? Is your driver a vampire too? Wait, what about my career then? You need to forget about your job because your job is not treating you right. What's the risk? Well, I mean, obviously, like, people are gonna kill the vampires, I would assume. So I'm gonna ask if the driver's a vampire, or is he just a human who's into it? So if it's such a secret, then I'm guessing your driver is a vampire too. Oh, dear Gregory here? No, not a vampire, although he is a loyal servant, and as such trusted to not spill our secrets left and right. He's a human that's into it. You will realize with time that such help is welcome. Okay, so there's weirdo humans that are into this. Gregory watches over me during the day hours. Sun burns our kind. That's why we take our rest when it rises. It's more akin to being dead than asleep, as I'm sure you've already experienced. But not everything you've heard about vampires is true. Some more folk-related threats are just legends, or occasionally a minor nuisance. Garlic, running water. Even religious symbols don't repel us unless the wielder is uniquely pure and godly. Stakes through the heart, though, that's something to avoid. They do not destroy, but they do paralyze us. Okay, so that doesn't kill them in this context, I guess. In this universe, I mean. Well, that's just another reason to have somebody like trusty old Gregory making sure you're safe when you drift away. We have many enemies, and they often know their advantage lies with daylight. Okay, do vampires watch each other's backs? So it's good to keep human friends. How can you trust your driver? Hmm. I guess some vampires watch each other's backs, but I would assume they have lots of drama, so I think that's dumb to ask. So it's good to keep human friends. She just kind of said that, or maybe they're not friends. Maybe they're beneath you. How can you trust your driver? Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. What do I want to ask? What do I want to ask? Mm, let's ask if it's good to. Yeah. Okay. As a human friend. Okay, in moderation, and it's best if they don't know your true nature. Also, I would say that subordinates are useful, but friends, I haven't had one of those for many years now. So, okay, so vampires are they're not friends with each other, I guess. Our little sex supplies, low social interactions aplenty, but it doesn't really encourage friendships. Alliances of convenience to be broken at a whim. Yes, that's more like it. Okay, so I guess their sect is their group of vampires. That's, oh, wait. No, we did not want the log. We wanted the dictionary. Okay, that's our dictionary. Okay, yeah, group of vampires united under a common philosophy. Okay, populating. Oh, Camarilla, which is the one we're in, and the Anarch movement. I guess Anarch is what we would end up with if we picked the anarchist rebel dude. If we picked his route instead. Long-term solidarity does occur in the Camarilla, but we are a very politicized organization by necessity. Loyalty is to your sire, to your prince, and to the sect. Friends must remain a distant priority at best for us to maintain. The masquerade and thrive as the years pass. With age comes authority. With it comes influence and power if you wish to reach for them. She seems to be lost in thought and falls silent for a while, leaving you to ponder all the things you've learned tonight. It still feels absolutely unreal, but as piece after piece of knowledge falls into place, the image becomes almost like an entirely logical jigsaw puzzle. Whatever you wouldn't believe on your own, you've witnessed. Many questions form your thoughts, but the one you keep returning to is what your place in this new reality should be. The car stops. You are in the city, in front of an old but well renovated apartment building. We're here. Would you like to see your lodgings? My own apartment. Okay, I'm not assuming it's my apartment. Um, is it another parking lot room? Do I get a loyal servant? Let's see. Okay, I think this lady has money. I don't think she's putting me in another crappy parking lot room. I feel like my own apartment is a bit too presumptuous at this point. Let me ask if I get a loyal servant. Okay. After all that talk of servants and safety, I'll be disappointed if there's nobody waiting there to make me coffee in the morning. We can discuss finding you a Jeeves at some point in the future. For now, rest assured that this place is safe and adapted to our needs. As you'll see, come upstairs. She leads you through a small hall with a night guard who greets Miss Langley with a good evening, and you take the stairs up to the second floor. Sophie opens the door to room 209. Inside are all okay. Yeah, see, it's a normal apartment. Inside are all the amenities you could expect from a modern apartment, and some you wouldn't have deemed necessary just the previous night, including thick blinds on all the windows. I feel like these blinds are not good enough to block out all of the sunlight just looking at them. Because, like, anybody who has had blinds, you, like, no, they're gonna, like, seep in through, like, the little gaps in them. You need the blinder curtains, like, no, the blackout curtains. That's what they actually need, like, blackout curtains, not just these blinds that are not gonna completely do the job. I don't know, maybe they're better quality blinds, but I would still, if I was a vampire, I would feel safer with blackout curtains than with blinds. The back room has a comfortable looking bed and a thick steel door with several sturdy looking locks, but no windows. Well, how do you like it? Okay, I guess that's where they go during the daytime, in the safety room. This is great, thank you. What? Can I choose another? Well enough, I get. I'm gonna be appreciative. I'm gonna say this is good. This is great, thank you. I'm glad. Make yourself at home. Tomorrow, I will take you hunting and discuss the blood in more detail. I'll let you get comfortable. The keys are by the television set. I will come. Yeah, see, she calls it a television set. She's an old timey. She's old timey. I will come pick you up tomorrow night. Use the back room for rest. You can lock the doors just in case. It stings a bit when she leaves. It's like the room suddenly became a few shades dimmer. You inspect the kitchen, hoping to find something to drink. Nothing, no regular food either. Feels strange that Kadir could be a more thoughtful host than your new sire, even if only in that respect. You briefly wonder if the sheriff might have a hidden side. Okay, so I guess that's his role. Yeah, sheriff ensures traditions obeyed. Okay, okay, yeah, whatever. He does stuff for them. With nothing left to do, you lie on the couch with the TV playing in the background for company. Columbo reruns. Kojak reruns. President of the United States got himself into serious trouble again. Now I'm wondering, like, which one? President of the United States got himself out of trouble again. Pundits start yelling over each other about things that seemed a little bit less insignificant just 2 days ago. You start drifting off, reflecting about another night of confusing conversations and worldview shattering revelations. How many more before you finally understand what happened to you and what you're supposed to do now? You keep coming back to life, to the life you left behind, the people you should contact. You said you had no one but your job. Okay, the things you want to pick up from your apartment, you wonder when you'll have the chance for either. As you start to feel the same tiredness that made you drift into a cold sleep last night, you settle in the back room. The bed is comforting, the lack of windows less so. Shouldn't that be more comforting because the sun will kill you? You leave the light bulb on. Looking at it, you realize it's the closest you'll ever come to staring at the sun on a breezy summer day again. A wave of melancholy overwhelms you. A few minutes later, your consciousness fades and you take the plunge into darkness again, sinking, 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 sinking. Okay, I have to hit the rest button. Okay, so, tutorial? Alright, let's see this. Hunger is at the heart of a vampire's existence. To ignore it is to tempt the beast to take over in its desire to feed. To overindulge in feeding may threaten the masquerade while staining what humanity you have left. In Coteries of New York, having a high hunger is indicated by a progressively thicker, bloody frame around the screen, like the one you see now. As your hunger grows, so does this indicator. Your hunger may increase when you call upon your vampiric powers or when you need to mend your wounds after a fight. When your hunger reaches the maximum level, you will receive a warning after you complete a piece of the story. Ignore it at your own peril. Some choices might only become visible if your hunger is high enough. Similarly, high hunger may block off some choices as you will be able to see after pressing continue. Okay, that they're just showing me what it looks like. Continue. To decrease your hunger, you will need to feed. Whenever you see a feeding opportunity, you can take the risk to hunt and slake your hunger. Okay, feeding opportunity. You will need to keep the hunger at bay if you are to uphold the masquerade and survive the nights that await you. Yeah, you open your eyes. The bed isn't warm. The room is filled with artificial light from the ceiling. Okay. Oh, solid. I guess that D is got cut off because it's italicized. The middle door is closed. Normally, you'd stretch for a bit. On some mornings, you'd probably throw the quilt over yourself and snooze a moment longer, but that was before. The way you woke up now, you are fully conscious, no grogginess, nothing weighing you down, just the nagging need in the back of your head. Hunger, not as severe as the last time, but unmistakably there. You get up and open the door to the main room. A digital clock on the TV shows you the time, 9:04 p.m. You walk over to the blinds and retract them cautiously. The only light coming in is New York City's artificial nighttime luminescence. So that's what your waking hours are going to look like now. You miss the sunlight already. You're seriously considering just walking out of the apartment and figuring this all out yourself, but then you come back to the memory of Kadir's exotic sword being raised in the gallery. Maybe sticking around isn't that bad of an idea after all. Like, why? Yeah, literally, they were just gonna kill you. Why are you just wanting to walk out? Okay, you keep jumping channels for around half an hour and then switch to streaming services. Almost as if the universe had a sense of irony, you catch the true blood. No, not the true blood in the flood of recommendations. I never actually watched that show. I should check it out at some point. The doorbell rings. It's Sophie. Good evening, girl boss. Slept. I'm glad I named her girl boss. Yeah, no, it's not exactly sleep. It's not really like normal sleep, is it? I suppose it isn't. Some say it's more like being dead, but we wouldn't know, would we? It's no use reflecting on it anyway, except that this is who you are now. You made the right choice yesterday. I can teach you many things about yourself, your blood, its desires, and its power. We will begin tonight. You are hungry, yes, I'm sure you are. Our kind always is. There is only one remedy, the blood. The drinks we had yesterday at Elysium are not the usual way to slake your thirst. So tonight I will assist you in your first foray into hunting. You will need to learn to sense the kind of blood you desire, to understand how you can use the Heenies. Okay, I think that comes with kindred. Oh no, wait, that's just their word for human. Vulnerabilities to your advantage. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of grim, but I mean, that's obvious. I guess I'm ready to learn. Such eagerness, or is it just your hunger making you impatient? Yes. You will find that drinking moderate amounts of it regularly will keep the hunger and the whispers of the beast away. You might think yourself monstrous, but there is a balance to be found here. The kiss gives, okay, the keen, or I need to learn how to say that correctly. Pleasure, you might remember this from your own embrace. Some can even become addicted to the sensation, but if you do it right, they tend to misremember your feeding. After all, vampires do not exist. They are myths, fairy tales, and pop culture mainstays, correct? She gives you a sly, knowing smile. That's why the masquerade is so important and even more crucial when you feed. How do you avoid being seen? How do you cover your tracks? How do you select a victim? Well, I mean, I think there's ways. Well, she'll teach us that. She's gonna teach us all of this, but yeah, how do you? Yeah, okay. Tracks. Okay, I was gonna pick the first option, but well, this is good as any. And the victims remember your face. You shouldn't concern yourself with leaving marks. These are easy to conceal. You just need to bite carefully and then lick the punctures closed. That's all there is to it. As for being remembered, like I mentioned, the kiss is an ecstatic experience, so they can barely recall the details. And even when they do, the city is enormous. You could spend days on the streets and not see the same face twice. Use that to your advantage. Feeding from the same area repeatedly can be dangerous, but by branching out, you risk the ire of other kindred on whose domains you trespass. Lucky for you, NYC is more forgiving in this regard. New York is in somewhat of a unique position. Many of its neighborhoods remain contested or unclaimed. The reason for this is a lesson for another time, but keep the following in your mind. Take opportunities to feed when they present themselves these upcoming nights. As long as you hunt cautiously and respect the masquerade at all times, you should be fine. To wit, I want you to join me for a trip tonight. Come downstairs. Gregory is waiting for us. The busy street fills the air with traffic noise, pedestrian chatter, and a mix of smells that disorient you momentarily. These warm bodies contain what you want, what you need. Yeah, this lady has an apartment that's like right by Radio City Music Hall. She is like loaded, or because she's really old. She probably got the apartment when it was like cheap a long time ago, and maybe it's like rent stabilized, and you know they can't raise the price that much, and she's like one of those people paying like $1,000 for rent per month on like an apartment where like they would be like 5,000 normally, or like way more than that. I don't know, but yeah, it's this area very expensive, like Rockefeller Center. Like yeah, I would assume she's loaded. I mean, she had the Rolls Royce, which is obviously she's loaded, but is she paying regular rent, or has she just had this place for a long time? That's the question. Okay, let's go. You catch yourself. Did you really just think of these people as mere sources of blood? It takes a nudge from Sophie to break your train of thought. Her driver opens the door for her and then tips his hat to you, gesturing to the back of the car. What do you mean sources of blood? It's like she said you're not even killing them. You're just drinking from them, which, you know, isn't that bad because you're not actually killing them because you don't want to cause problems with society. But let's keep going. The car casually joins the somewhat thin New York traffic. It's still busy in a way only one of the biggest cities in the world can be, but compared to the daytime commute, it's a pleasant drive. You barely have the time to gather your thoughts and formulate new questions before the car comes to a stop. You're among the tall skyscrapers that make up Manhattan's iconic skyline. Well, yeah, before all the pencil buildings ruin it. Okay. Come, girl boss, park the car, Gregory, will you? The driver nods and Sophie gets out. You join her, and the two of you walk through the glass doors together, then take the elevator up. You first notice an empty stage with the instruments of a string quartet still in the back, then take in a few dozen chairs in front of it. The concert seemingly concluded. The patrons, all smartly dressed and posh, have spread out all over the hall. Sophie strides confidently inside, produces an invitation from her purse that she flashes in front of a security guard. You follow close and are let through without issue. Let's start easy. A social setting like this one would usually prove quite challenging to an inexperienced kindred, but consider this evening a small gift from your patron. I am hoping to procure for you a willing vessel. Just remember what I told you about taking small sips. This one I have a soft spot for. Don't damage her. Now let's see. Ah, there he is. She notices somebody in the crowd, flashes a heart-melting smile, and suddenly even you feel drawn to her. You haven't thought about it before, but it's laid clear before you in this moment. Sophie is beautiful. Well, yeah, she's like a hot old vampire lady. Let's see, Sophie is beautiful. Just looking at her is a privilege. Just being with her makes you feel elated. So I knew this route was going to be gay. Okay, everybody in the crowd, but especially the man who's almost tripping over himself to reach her, clearly agrees. Edgar, I'm so happy to see you. How is your daughter? Is she with you? Oh, there she is. Julie, my girl. Come over, please. There is somebody I'd like you to meet. The young woman who walks across the hall can't be more than 19 years old. It's clear from her mismatched earrings and the partially faded purple hair dye that she doesn't fit this crowd. Julie, this is Girl Boss. I think the two of you should get acquainted while I talk business with your dad. Awfully boring stuff, I assure you. I'm positive you'll like each other. The girl gives you a shy smile and nods towards the balcony stairs. You follow, somewhat unsure what it is exactly Sophie expects you to do. She expects you to take like a little bite, just a little one. You reach a secluded space from which the entire lobby is visible. All eyes are on Sophie. They listen intently, then laugh when she does. Julie saves you the trouble of figuring out the next step. If you're with Sophie, then I guess you're I mean that you know gay. Yes, she's assuming that we are gay because Sophie is probably gay, and you know this girl, her hair, it's a different color. If it was teal, that would sell it. But, you know, it's purple, so. She puts her wrist to her lips and gives herself a theatrical nip, then looks to you embarrassed, but also, oh, wait, vampire? Wait, she knows she's a vampire? I thought she was just talking about her being gay. All right. You're into that sort of thing? Wait, are you into this sort of thing? She blushes, looks down at the floor, nods. Could you? I mean, if you'd like, Miss Langley tells me she swallows hard, avoid. Yeah, and I thought Sophie was predatory going after this newbie vampire, but she's going after a 19-year-old girl. Okay, okay then. That I taste nice. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, let's just string from her. Yeah, okay, it's a real. She's just given you her blood of her own volition. How is this possible? What about the masquerade? You need to ask Sophie. You tear away from her. A brief convulsion shakes you. Her smell. It's her smell. It's not right. Temporary feeling of bliss the girl felt when you bit her is gone in an instant. She's disappointed, annoyed even. She looks at you, unsure of what's the matter. Come back, please. Just have some more. Just a little bit more. The very thought makes you want to throw up what little of her blood you've tasted. You shake your head. The girl sniffs, starts crying, wipes her face into her jacket sleeve, walks down the stairs and into the hall. Oh, what? Girl! Why are you like this? The crowd around Sophie disperses slowly, looking at her now. Only some residual awe hangs in the air. Yes, she's pretty, maybe even beautiful, sure, but not your type. What came over you before? I don't know. Just unexplained gayness. Or vampire shenanigans causing that to happen. Also makes sense. You walk over to her. Edgar, dear, it was splendid talking to you, but we need to get going. Give Julie my best wishes. Come with me, girl boss. Gregory is waiting for you out front. It's only in the car that Sophie addresses you. So how did it go? I'm not gonna lie. How did what go? You people are sick. I mean, I tried, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't stand the smell or the taste. Curious, I considered Julie's blood to have one of the most exquisite and unique bouquets in this city, and trust me, I have refined taste. She almost sounds like she's offended. Oh well, if at first you don't succeed, perhaps you need a change of pace. Time for the next stop. Training wheels off this time. Gregory, Flushing Meadows, please. The driver takes the car over the Williamsburg Bridge. You settle your thoughts. What did you do to the people back there? What's that about training wheels? Why Flushing Meadows? Like, yeah, okay. Are they talking about Flushing Meadows, Corona Park? Or are they just going for like homeless people or something in the park because it's the middle of the night? Or are they looking for like drunken people after like a Mets game or something? Like that's what I would assume. Yeah, I want to know why are they going so far? Other than the fact that the Unisphere is beautiful at this time of night, it's a great hunting ground on which to try out some of the talents of the blood. We all have our talents. Some of them come from the legacy we inherit from our sire. Others can be learned with experience. I can sway people or make them fear me. I see more of the world and in greater detail than some kindred. I can will my body to move with unparalleled precision and grace, and more. All of these skills make me who I am. They also help me hunt. Yeah, what are my powers? So what are my talents? Time will tell. You need to discover them yourself. When we arrive, experiment, give different things a try. Follow your instinct and intuition. It will guide the blood. Always keep the masquerade in mind, however. It is all fine if you can disappear in plain sight or command animals with your mind, but save those overt talents for the right place and time. It only takes you half an hour to reach the park at this time of night. Oh yeah, I would assume. Okay, yeah, it's super late. I would guess there is no traffic. Both you and Sophie leave the car, with Gregory left behind again to find a parking spot and keep an eye on the car. I don't know who's in this big park like late at night. Is it like drug addicts? Is it homeless people, or is it, you know, like this? If it's this late, it's probably like way after any Mets games are over too. So let's see. Sophie seems deep in thought. She takes in the surroundings with a dreamy gaze. The sky is surprisingly clear tonight. The stars just barely visible. Oh, okay. No, yeah, sometimes you can see a couple stars. Okay, maybe in the light polluted aura of the city. I feel like having a snack myself. I'll be by the fountain. Go look for somebody to your liking. See what effects you can achieve with your blood. But only pick one victim, just one, then come back. Seeing how she seems not altogether here right now, you decide to leave Sophie to her own devices and seek out your prey. From here, it looks like you have a few choices. Just taking a stroll around the park, finding an isolated jogger or someone like them could work. Who is jogging at like 2 a.m.? I mean, I guess people do, but like, who's jogging at 2 a.m.? Okay, but focusing on one area might work better. The New York State Pavilion might work as a secluded spot. There's a skate park nearby, and worst case scenario, there is bound to be some unfortunate wino around. Or maybe the tennis courts nearby. There's light coming from there, so somebody might still be playing a late night match. They won't be alone, but they might be tired and let their guard down. As these scenarios play out in your mind, you realize you're planning how to assault a stranger in the middle of the night. It's a weird way to be, but now familiar hunger prompts you to act. Okay, no, I'm not gonna not feed because that would cause problems. Okay, do we search for a victim in the park? The pavilion, the tennis courts. Let's see. I think I'll go to the tennis courts because, I don't know, athletes are probably healthier and probably have better tasting blood. So let's just look at tennis courts. All right. Okay, a pair of players, 2 men, fit but older, maybe pushing 60, are finishing up a match. They are the only ones there. It's time to make a move. Barge into the showers. Lure one of them away. That seems to make more sense than just rushing in there. Okay, how she managed to focus the attention of the entire gathering on her. That might be a tall order for you, but a single person could be doable. You wait patiently until the 2 men hit the showers, get out and say their goodbyes. They go their separate ways, and one of them notices you standing there. You immediately grab his attention. Good evening. Yeah, oh yes, very good. One bolt set's not bad for a grandpa. He's clearly very happy with himself. You decide there won't be a better moment to strike, moving closer, casually at first, then closing the distance in a single leap. You seek his flanks into his flesh. It only takes a sip for you to realize your mistake. A taste of mud and bile fills your throat a second time tonight. You push the man away. He stumbles and falls to the ground. You can barely believe your luck. The hunger in you unsated, you leave the courts in a foul mood. As you're about to walk back to Sophie, a figure emerges from the shadow and stops you in your track. A hooded man is looking menacingly at you. Okay. What do you think you're doing? Barging in on my turf like this? Like, okay, let's see what that means. A derogatory... Okay. Yeah, didn't mean to trespass. I guess I'm out. Yeah, I have a vampire sugar mommy that can protect me. Wait, too late for that? You want to leave here in one piece, you talk, candidly. I know what you are, so you can shove that masquerade misdirection up your ass. Now, better tell me who you're with before my posse shows up and we beat it out of you. Yeah, no, you're full of shit. Big chalk coach. Want to prove me wrong. He tenses up, gives you an extremely nasty look, and bares his fangs. You don't want to push your luck, dumb fuck. My crew is an earshot. One shot away, and you're D-O-N-E, done. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to dance, let's dance. Once I'm through, I'm going to hand you over to Callahan, and you're going to be sorry I didn't finish you off instead. Yeah, no, force him to back down. Enough's enough. You won't be intimidated by this asshole. Leave now. His countenance changes, a cruel beast one moment, a humbled pup the next. He walks away just like that. How did you do it? Not wishing to tempt fate any further, you return to the Unisphere, looking back over your shoulder to make sure you're not being followed. Two figures are visible near the sculpture, a man and a woman, tangled in a passionate embrace. No, not exactly. It's Sophie feeding, but this whole scene is set up so that it looks like a couple getting intimate in public. She pulls it off like she's done it 100 times before. It occurs to you that she probably has. Well, I mean, I would assume more than 100 times. Like, if they feed daily, and there's 365 days in a year, and she's, like, really old, yeah, way more times. The man is unsure on his feet as she lets go of him and leads him towards a nearby bench. Noticing you, she whispers something into his ear and leaves him. Her driver appears from behind a tree. Well, girl boss, how did it go? You're about to answer when the same figure as before emerges from one of the alleys. He looks at the three of you and a predatory smile creeps onto his lips. You're screwed, dumb fuck. You think you can mess with my head and get away with it? Think you'll be safe with your friends? Well, I have friends too. He makes a motion to shout, but two things happen at almost the same time. First, that feeling of warmth and beauty emanating from Sophie flares up again, entrancing both you and the hooded thug. His shout comes out as a weak, confused squeak. Second, Gregory produces a wooden stake from a holster under his jacket and slams it into the thug's chest. A stake holster is just so funny. Just like that, in a few seconds, the posturing vampire is down on the ground, paralyzed. I see you've made a friend, girl boss. Curious choice of company, I would say. Who is he? He knew I was a vampire. He said this was his turf. Well, he doesn't matter. I'm gonna say he mentioned to Callahan, because maybe she knows who that is. He said something about presenting me to somebody named Callahan. Ever heard of him? She looks shocked for a split second, then recovers her regular countenance. Yes, I have. This hoodlum is an anarch, then. Curious. Corona Park has not been claimed by any kindred last I checked. Let's go to the car. We'll put him in the trunk and present him to Kadir tomorrow night. I'm sure he'll be delighted to make this unbound's acquaintance. Gregory carries the staked vampire and dumps him in the car's trunk like a mannequin. It's a strange sight, and you're quite happy you're not in the poor fucker's shoes right now. It's almost surprising that you can get away with casually throwing a stiff into your car and driving away, but then you remember that Sophie has been doing this far longer than you have. Still, the nagging thought that anything you did tonight could have been recorded on CCTV camera or picked up by a rando with a half-decent smartphone and streamed online fills you with dread. Do they appear in photos and in mirrors? Oh, wait, yeah, I guess they do, because right here we have the rear view mirror and her eyes are in it, so I would assume they show up in mirrors, cameras. That remains to be learned. Hunting and using your abilities is a dangerous business. It's clear that this whole being a vampire thing has about as many caveats as it has perks. You're taken out of your headspace by Sophie's voice. I will pick you up tomorrow night, same as tonight. I have some business to attend to at Elysium. I expect you to accompany me. Plus, our friend in the back needs to be properly introduced to Kadir and the Prince. I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to say to the court. The Vampire High Council. I don't even need to look up what that is. Her voice is cold, cruel, and nothing like the enchanting personality she showed at the gallery early tonight. Sophie is clearly a woman of many faces. Well, at least she's been nice to me so far. What's going to happen to him? Good riddance, the guy's an asshole. I'd do the same thing in his place. No, good riddance, the guy's an asshole! Okay, yeah, I can imagine he's going to enjoy meeting Kadir. I hope he gives him a good grilling. That guy's an asshole. Oh, Kadir will enjoy it too, I'm sure. She pauses, seemingly lost in thought for a while. You haven't told me how your hunting went. Getting a hang of it, I would hope. It'll take some getting used to. I'm gonna say again, I tried, but the blood was awful. My picky taste flared up again. I couldn't make myself drink from that man, even though I did bite him. That is unfortunate, I'm afraid. I don't have ready-made solution for this. You'll need to trust your instincts. The sooner you learn what you're looking for in a vessel, the better. She seems distracted, not all there. Her thoughts drift, and the car remains silent until you reach your apartment. We will pick you up tomorrow evening. Good night. Just like that, without any further courtesy, Sophie leaves, driven to her apartment by Gregory with a body in the trunk right in the middle of Manhattan. Did you cross paths with situations like these in the past unknowingly? What other secrets did you pass on the streets without knowing their true nature? You're too focused on your job to notice stuff, and it's okay. Your job's done now. Your haven is just as you left it hours ago. Although the sun won't come up for some time, you feel tired. You learned something about yourself today, and it'll take time to process. You're not in the mood for television, and the few books on the shelves in the apartment are either in languages you don't speak or sound like a boring read. Well, you're really old. Well, you can get really old now, so you might want to start studying other languages. Okay, nothing left to do but rest. You settle back in the room. No, you settle in the back room. Lock the door, a moment of hesitation, but then a decision. This time you turn the light off. You think back to Julie. How many people in this city know about this vampiric society? How many are willing accomplices in sustaining it? And the thug you met in the park, if he's not Camarilla, then what is he? She told you he's an anarch! Are there independent vampires? How does that work? More questions. You begin wondering if there's ever going to be a night when you can start crossing them off the list instead of adding to it. You close your eyes. You sink into the now familiar void of nothingness. It greets you with open arms like an old friend. Okay, we gonna rest. You open your eyes. It's pitch dark in here, the blackness of a coffin drifting in the abyss. Oh, right, the light. You grasp for the switch, flip it. The familiar cramped room with a steel door and no windows comes into view. You emerge from the bedroom fully awake, just like yesterday. This time, however, Sophie is waiting for you, comfortably seated on the sofa in your living room space, a book in her hand, The Melancholy of Resistance. The title sure on brand. Good evening, girl boss. Well, I mean, okay, good evening, Sophie. How'd you get inside? Sorry to have kept you waiting. Okay, how did you get inside? That's stupid. It's her apartment. She has to have a key. Um, good evening, girl. Good evening, Sophie. Yeah, I should apologize. She's my boss. Sorry to have kept you waiting. To be fair, I haven't been here long. I was enjoying reminiscing about the time when I called this my haven. The decor was much different, of course. Come, we have an appointment. I received word Elysium would be called again tonight on account of your unruly friend from Corona Park. This should be a great opportunity for you to mingle. She keeps talking as you walk downstairs and get into the car. Gregory gives you a slight nod and a small smile while opening the door for Sophie. He starts the car when you take your seat in the back. Most of... Yep, Primogen Council. Yep, vampire. It's the Vampire Council. Is bound to be there. At least those who usually attend. Probably some other important personalities you'd do well to at least learn about. Okay, who should I talk to? How should I carry myself when inside? More politics. Yeah. Yeah, how should I carry myself? You never told me if there's any savior, you have verve kind of rules I should respect when talking to other vampires. Knowing that you're among your superiors is probably the most important. In our society, status comes with age. Pardon my sincerity, but you are insignificant. Not even associating with me can make the fact that you've been kindred for barely a few nights be forgotten. So know your place, stay out of your superior's business, and show the utmost respect. Thanking the prince for sparing you and maybe having a friendly chat with Kadir publicly might show your gratefulness for being part of the Camarilla for now. I would suggest you make it sincere. At any rate, you should behave yourself tonight. Remember what I told you about reflecting on me as your patron. I have a reputation to uphold in the court. Do not tarnish it. There it is. She might have saved you. She might be protecting and teaching you, but she's clear what she's really concerned about, her own interest. Well, yes, vampires are narcissists. That is how they be. You step into the art hole with something of a bad memory. The last time you were in here, your entire world had been turned upside down. Your existence nearly ended. But tonight there is very little outward hostility. Yes, Kadir gives you a look that's definitely intended to remind you of your place, but the prince, also in attendance, seems pleased to see you. Welcome, Sophie, girl boss. Did I get that right? Good evening to both of you. I understand there is somebody else you wish to present to the court tonight. Yes, Prince. They will be joining us shortly. My assistant is retrieving them presently. This better be worth the prince's time, Langley. The prince gives Kadir a cold glance. Forgive the sheriff's harshness. He is in a particularly foul mood tonight. Something to do with girl boss's begetter eluding his grasp, I believe. Oh man, yeah, he's after that SOB. Okay, good. We gotta kill that guy. Okay, yeah, Kadir's not half a bad guy because he wants to kill that guy. Ouch, that must have hurt his ego, even if his only reply is a crooked smile. The mention of your sire makes you grit your teeth in anger, asshole. Setting you with a curse that cut off your career, cheated you out of your ambitions, offering little in return so far. You remind yourself that defeatism will get you nowhere, mindfulness the here and now. This is an opportunity. You will make the most of it, if only to spite everyone who doubts your true worth. The flaring up of whispers in the gallery hall breaks you out of your thoughts. Gregory enters the room, the jumpsuit-clad inert vampire still staked in his shoulder. No, staked on his shoulder. Okay, the show's about to start. Sophie's driver places his charge in the middle of the room and nods respectfully to Kadir. The sheriff approaches the vampire and removes the stake from his chest. The captive's eyes flicker to life, and he starts looking around in disbelief like a cornered animal. He backs out on all fours, keeps going in circles until he realizes he's trapped. Kadir steps on the man's chest and pins him to the floor. Why, who do we have here? Oh, fuck shit. No, come on, don't. It's... Silence. The sheriff takes on an aura of utter dread. He appears as if he's a primal force of nature that's out to get you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but shrivel in terror. The beast inside you shrieks, and you could swear it happens in unison with the instincts of some of the other guests here tonight. It's unlike anything you've experienced in his company during your turbulent first night as a vampire. He really did go easy on you, all things considered. It seems like it takes all of the hoodlum's willpower to not crawl into a fetal position and start crying. Man, you were such a jerk before. Why are you crying now? Okay, no, please don't hurt me, man. Don't look. You and me are going to have a little talk downstairs at the prince's discretion. Please go ahead, my sheriff. You heard the prince. Get up, let's go. He doesn't wait for a confirmation. He just grabs the man and drags him, kicking and screaming, out of the room. Conversations start all around you, some whispered, some quite overt. Sophie looks somewhat bored of the whole affair, her eyes wandering from art piece to art piece, clearly finding nothing to her particular liking. Will Kadir manage on his own? Yes, he will. Torture in an art gallery? Yeah, what happens now, I guess? What happens now? It'll be at least some minutes before Kadir gets the information he seeks out of this thug. Why not mingle while we wait for him to break? Excuse me? Okay, Sophie leaves your side, goes to the gallery where a group of kindred, some seemingly pretty old-fashioned, gathered. A concierge offers you a drink, still warm, it smells nice. Just a sip to start you off, a splash over your palate, coating your tongue and the inside of your cheeks, nourishment. You're left to your own devices, you have a quick look around. The prince is currently talking to a dark-skinned woman that you recall seeing here those few nights ago. She has a cold but noble countenance to her. The conversation seems to be casual. A loud, shrill laugh turns your attention to the bespectacled man who saw you with Sophie on the night of your judgment. He's making the rounds, chatting up different patrons. You feel somebody's eyes on you. A casually dressed, plain-looking man stands alone near a column, watching you. He turns his gaze away sheepishly when he realizes you've noticed. Try to talk to the prince. Chat up the man with the glasses. Confront the man looking at you. want to start shit. They did say we should try to thank the prince, but also stay out of her business. I don't know, let's talk to the glasses, dude. Man notices your attention, but takes a few minutes before he pauses his mingling for long enough to actually approach him. He looks at you quizzically. Thomas Arturo. Pardon? That's my name. I assumed you'd like to know. I know you, by name only, of course. Girl boss, embraced just a few nights ago, huh? Well, 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 how's the undeath treating you? I'm coping. I'm beginning to like it. I mean, I'm coping, I guess. Takes some getting used to. Oh, it sure does, sure does. Good thing we have an eternity to make the best of it, right? He takes a moment to clean his glasses, completely ignoring you until he's done and puts them back on. I'm sorry, got a bit distracted. You know, most of us don't need to wear these, right? I can see just fine without them, but it's a statement. Yeah, you look like a fashion dude. You look like the type of dude who's into fashion. The damn things keeps catching specks of dust and other assorted shit, though. Never stay clean for long. Sometimes I think they're more trouble than they're worth, wouldn't you say? Well, yeah, people like when things are clean. I know, they look good on you. You bet they do. Alright, that was a nice chat, but I have to catch up with a few other fellows tonight. Talk to you later. Jeannie, hey Jeannie. Okay. He doesn't even give you a chance to say goodbye. He's already off, grabbing 2 glasses off a concierge's tray and handing one to a mustachioed man nearby. You notice Sophie mingling with other kindred, clearly in her element and not to be disturbed. Kadir hasn't come back yet, so you can probably find time for at least one conversation. Yeah, let's try to say thank you to her. You approach the prince, trying to stay as respectful of her private conversation as possible. She glances at you as you step forward, her scrutinizing gaze mimicked by her companion. She addresses the dark-skinned woman before turning to you. Excuse me for just a moment, Samira. Yes, girl boss, what is it? I wanted to give you my thanks. I wish to thank you for sparing me, Prince. I realize it wasn't an easy decision to make, and I wanted to express my sincere appreciation. How thoughtful of you. She takes a long look at you before she continues. I didn't do it from the kindness of my own beating heart. You are an asset to Miss Langley, to the Camarilla, and to me. I believe I made the right decision. Prove to me and the other kindred of the city that it was so, and there might be more to your future nights than just survival and servitude. The dark-skinned woman looks impatiently at you and catches the prince's attention. Forgive me, that's all the time I can spare right now. We have some things to discuss with Samira still. Enjoy your night, girl boss. I'm gonna bow. Which, like, I'm not gonna. Yeah, they're superiors. You gotta act like that. I'm not gonna say same to you. That's too casual. Okay, you leave the 2 women to their conversation, which they get back to almost immediately after the prince turns to Samira. A loud exchange near the staircase grabs everybody's attention. Kadir is back, and the hoodlum is with him. The sheriff pushes the other vampire inside the room. The vampire that threatened you last night is a mess. That stupid hat is still inexplicably on his head, covering some of his ruined face in welcome shadow. He's barely conscious. His shin is broken, you think, something protruding there, making the pant leg bulge. One arm seems twisted at a strange angle, very little blood surprisingly, but clearly a whole lot of hurt. Well, Kadir, did our guest cooperate? Tell the prince your name. It's Howard. And who do you run with, Howard? The Midnighters. Okay, an Anarch Coterie, my prince, active for some time now, though from what this one told me, the name is about the only legacy the group has kept over the years. Yeah, I see. Hey, prince, I didn't mean it. I didn't know. Man, if you're anarchists, why are you, like, trying to lay claim to parts of the park? Anyway, I didn't mean it. I didn't know. A loud crack makes some of the guests audibly gasp as Katir's slap dislocates the man. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. A spray of... He just told you stuff. I feel like this is a little bit of excessive violence, but, I mean, okay. A spray of blood creates something like an abstract art piece on the floor. Are you gonna leave it there, though? Are you gonna leave it there in this art gallery? Are you gonna leave it? Or are they gonna clean it up? Like, is this like a normal art gallery that like regular people can go into also? Or is it vampire only? An involuntary reaction, your eyes lock onto the red drops and you feel a pang of hunger. Even though you had some blood tonight, it seems like it's still not enough to fully control your instincts. This one is guilty of threatening a member of the Camarilla and claiming a domain without the prince's approval. That alone would be enough to pass with just judgment, but he is also anarch scum. My prince. There can only be one verdict, final death. Do your duty, sheriff. Well, rip. Unless, of course, somebody would like to play at being a good Samaritan like our dealer Miss Langley a few nights ago. The look the prince serves you and Sophie is a cruel jest. Sophie takes it gracefully, smiling and slipping her arm under yours in a strange public show of affection. Nobody says anything. The vampire named Howard jumps to his feet and makes for the window. Let's see. Stop him from escaping. Don't intervene or order him to stop with my powers. Do I want to reveal my powers to them? Maybe if I order him to stop, that will show them I'm useful, so they won't kill me. The moment you catch Howard's eye, ordering him comes to you almost instinctively. Stop. He stops and looks at you with one eye, the other swollen closed by Kadir's interrogation. A swift slash separates his head from his shoulders. The body slumps to the ground and starts decomposing in front of your eyes. That's a kind of gross image. The sheriff's sword in hand gives you a nasty smile from behind where Howard used to stand. Well, girl boss, your eagerness is laudable, if unnecessary. That Howard fellow couldn't have hoped to escape his fate, not facing Kadir's expertise. However, I have made note of this show of loyalty on both your and your patron's accounts. I would like to thank Miss Langley for bringing this anarch thug to my and Kadir's attention. I assume all have found the verdict satisfactory. It's a rhetorical question and everybody here knows it. Then I consider tonight's meeting concluded. Good night to all of you. She steps out of the room, and you see that many of the guests move to do the same. Sophie seems to be conversing with somebody, a serious-looking man in a trench coat, about what transpired. You probably have the time to strike up a conversation of your own, too. Kadir Asmai, okay. That's his last name, Al-Asmai, alright, is still here for one, but clearly getting ready to leave. Arturo is still here chatting with the remaining attendants. For a moment, you think the man who was looking at you earlier left, but he's still here, keeping to himself in a secluded corner. Let's see. Do we want to talk to the weirdo who was looking at us? Or Kadir? I don't know, let's find out who this dude is. The plain-looking guy from before is clearly uncomfortable here and is ready to leave. You approach him as he's making his way to the stairs. Something wrong? You look unhappy. Is something wrong? What, besides hanging out with blood-drinking monsters and acting like it's no big deal? No, I guess it's business as usual. Okay, are you not a vampire then? Hey, Robert Larson. Alright, his bitterness is palpable. Sorry, having a bad night. The name's Larson, or you can call me Robert. Either's fine. Why are you standing here alone like this? So what's your role in the court? Yeah, ask him why are you standing alone? I'm not hugely liked around these parts. I'm surprised you wanted to talk to me. Then again, you're new, so you probably don't know. I'm one of Princess Panhard's Primogen. I'm usually here to advise the prince, but clearly that wasn't necessary, so I guess I'm not entirely sure why I came here tonight. What about you, though? How does it feel to have had a hand in the same kind of business that could have ended in your final death? No, wait, that's unfair. I forget how new you are to all of this. Not sure if you were paying attention the other night, but when the prince mentioned diverging opinions on whether you should be executed or not, that was me. I was the diverging opinion. What was your reasoning? Not that I'm ungrateful, but out of curiosity, what was your reasoning? My reasoning just common sense that you shouldn't be blamed for being assaulted and essentially murdered to boot. But as Kadir loves to say, their traditions are clear. Listen, I don't want to be rude, and I appreciate you reaching out, but word of advice, stay away from me. Many vampires in this sect regard my position as primogen to be some kind of a joke. You know, you talk to me, they'll notice, and they'll hold it against you. Then why were you staring at me like a weirdo? You have a quick look behind you and see that a few of the kindred keep shooting you curious glances. One woman in particular, a redhead boasting a fanciful hairstyle, watches you disapprovingly. Some of them already do, I imagine. Listen, I need to go. Enjoy your night and all that. With just a single look at the rest of the thinning crowd, he leaves the gallery. It's right about when Sophie ends her conversation and walks over to you. Interesting evening, wasn't it? Come, Gregory's waiting downstairs. She seems preoccupied with something and not in a talkative mood. It's an awkward ride back into the city. This time you arrive at another building just 2 streets across from your apartment. She brings you upstairs through a very nice lobby and luxurious-looking hall into her domain. Please have a seat. I shall be right with you. Oh, she has a fancier apartment then. Yo, naked lady over here. She gay. She gay. Okay. You take in your surroundings. The apartment is like a gallery, an old school apartment, no, old school smoking room that you've seen in some period piece once, and a nouveau riche's living room meticulously combined together. Apologies, old habits die hard. Clearly, some stick with you even after your death. Oh, so she still smokes. Okay. She drags on her cigarette and breathes out. Breathes? How is she doing that? Can you do that? Oh, yes, you might not know. It takes some practice, but you can keep smoking if you'd like. Other things, too. Experiment. You might surprise yourself. But I did not bring you here to show off. This is where I rest these nights. That door in the back, the bedroom, similar to yours. I have servants and bodyguards in addition, of course. I brought you here because I need you to trust me. When I told you before that I needed your best behavior to uphold my good standing in the court, I meant it, but that's not the whole story. I have your interest in mind too. That's why I've given you your own haven, why I'm trying to teach you how to navigate this new reality. But you need to trust me or else this won't work. This feels sus now. This feels a little bit sus, a little sus. You can come here whenever you feel like asking me something when you're in trouble too, though I hope that won't happen often. I would ask you to come here when you wake up tomorrow. I have something to discuss with you. Yeah, I want to ask her, why not discuss it right now? But I guess I should listen to her. Yeah, I'll just listen to her. I'll be here. Okay, I'll come over first thing tomorrow night. I appreciate that. That silence again, there's definitely something going on in Sophie's mind tonight, but she doesn't seem eager to share it with you just yet. I am leaving for another visit. Come downstairs with me. We'll give you a lift. A quick trip, a promise that you'll show up tomorrow, and some polite goodbyes later. You open the door to your haven and gather your thoughts. It's exciting in a way, being dragged deeper and deeper into the secret society and its rules. Whatever Sophie has planned for you, it's bound to teach you more about this thing you have become. You sink into your vampiric sleep with just a sliver of hope. It's a welcome change. Okay, so I think at this night we will stop the let's play for now, and I will see you all next time. Wait, let's save and exit. Yes, and I will see you all next time. I wonder if this lady is supposed to be Sophie, or if this is another vampire lady over here. Anyway, see you guys later.